Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are going to check out another Funko Pop figure. I don't really review these very often. I almost always buy them, but I just don't normally make videos on them. But this one is special because we've got ourselves the brand new Indominus Rex, and I know many people are excited for this one, so I figured what the heck, I'd make a video for it. You can see this is part of the Funko Fusion line, which is a brand new line that I think has something to do with a game or some madness. I haven't really gotten into it quite yet. I haven't really looked too far into it, but I just knew there was an Indominus coming, so I knew I wanted to get my hands on it. Now, I did just find this at my local Target, so if you have Target near you, make sure you check it out, see if you can locate one, because it looks pretty cool. The packaging is definitely cool. You can see we, of course, have the window area in there showing the figure off. You've got the Jurassic World logo and the Funko Fusion logo, and then if we turn it to the side, you can see Indominus Rex, and then here on the back, you can see basically all of the other Funko Fusion figures that are out. I don't know exactly what the deal is with these, but you can see there's like two different color versions of the Indominus. I was speaking to somebody not long ago that was stating that basically there is a this alternate color variant, which is like a purple variant that you can get, but it's extremely rare and they only have so many that they're releasing, and it's basically, I think it just comes down to luck if you end up getting one. I don't know how true that is. Again, I could have been given bad information, so don't say that is absolute fact, but you can very clearly see there are two different versions of that Indominus Rex right there. But we also have a shot over here in general of the Indominus that we have here in the packaging. So let's go ahead and pop it open and we'll check it out. So here is our Indominus now out of the packaging. It does come with a little stand for you to stand it up on. I did try to stand it right out of the packaging on its own. It's not standing on its own, so it definitely needs the stand to stay up, and unfortunately, it's actually kind of hard to get the feet into the stand for some reason. I'm definitely having some trouble doing that, so it's not going to be on there too well right now, but I actually plan on putting it back in the box once I'm done reviewing it, so I'm not too worried about it. But it does look pretty fun, again, when it comes to an Indominus in the Funko Pop line. I think it looks really cool. Another thing that is cool, if you are planning on playing the game that is associated with the Funko Fusion line, you can actually acquire a redeemable code in the box that can get you some stuff for the game, so that's pretty neat as well. But again, the figure looks pretty fun, so let's jump to a closer look and we'll check it out from there. So, starting up here at the head sculpt of our Indominus, you can see it does have some pretty fun skin texture, some fun scale detail. Obviously, it's not super highly detailed and looks a little generic in some areas, but for the most part, I think it looks pretty cool. There's a little variation of color that we have going on, as we have a light gray for the primary body color, but they have applied some darker tones here and there. You can see it in like the palette, and then back here behind the eye. You see more of it up here on the top of the head. Very obviously, it's been airbrushed on, so it looks fairly natural. You can see that we've got like the almost like a crest there, those like large ridges above the eye. You can also see we have them moving down through the center of the head. We've got the nostrils sculpted out, and they are actually highlighted with a darker tone. As you move down, you can see the mouth of the Indominus is open. We've got a fairly realistic tone of color here for the skin stretching, but we actually have a totally different tone of like a pink here for the inside of the mouth on the tongue, and then a gray, a dark gray for the rest of the inside of the mouth. You can also see that we've got yellow for the teeth, and it's kind of like a yellowish brown, and they have sculpted them out in that kind of way that you see the Indominus teeth, where they're sort of inconsistent as far as their placement goes. Not too sloppy as far as the paintwork, but you can see there is a little area of sloppiness on mine. But you can also see we do have red eyes. The red eyes obviously don't have a pupil, because you usually don't when it comes to Funko Pops and stuff, but it has a little bit of a satin shine to it, which is nice. As you move down along the back of the neck, you can see we have more of those darker tones applied. We also have the quills sculpted out and painted with a black, and they actually run down through the course of the figure. You can see them in the back as well, which looks pretty cool. You have that almost like armored scoot-like look to the skin texture moving down, and then you've got a few more almost like osteoderms or maybe early quills. I'm not too sure, just kind of painted out here with some black as you move move down. If you look at the body, the skin texture primarily is definitely muted. There's not a whole lot going on when it comes to the skin texture moving down. You can kind of see like creasing and stuff in the stomach. You can see some, scales here in the thigh, but not really anything impressive. You do have some muscle definition, sort of, like you can really see the calf and stuff. You can see the knee as well. The arms also are sculpted pretty decently, but just not really much in the way of skin texture or fine detail. You can see the nails are painted with a black. The nails of the feet are also painted with a black, and the foot sculpt actually looks pretty decent. You do have scoots moving down the toes, and overall I think the foot sculpt is actually probably one of the strongest areas of the figure. As you move along the back, you do see again that darker gray moving along all the way out into the tail, so you do of course have coloration from head to tail. Moving along the underside, the detail again looks okay, but still a little bit muted overall. And then if you take a look at the more dominant side, I would say, you can see it looks pretty much as it did on the other side, except the head is now turned toward us and the tail as well curves in this direction. But when it comes to a Funko Pop Indominus, this guy's definitely pretty fun. As far as a size goes for the Indominus, for a length from the tail to the snout, you are looking at about 6.5 inches or around 16.5 centimeters, and then for a height, just shy of 5 inches or around 12.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, Robert Muldoon, and the Collect A human being next to our Indominus Funko Fusion Funko Pop. And you can see he's pretty much the size range you would expect him to be. It's not a big figure. It's not one of the larger Funko Pops or anything. It's pretty much like a standard sized version. Okay, so I guess maybe it's a little bit bigger than a standard-sized version, because here is a standard Funko Pop. We have an Atrociraptor from Jurassic World Dominion next to our Indominus, and you can see the Indominus is definitely a little bit bigger, but it still by no means is a large figure. This one retails at Target for $25, which is a good bit more than what you would normally pay for your standard Funko Pop, so it's a little bit of a bummer because, again, I feel like it's not really worth that price, like not that big of a jump in price when you only have a little bit more Indominus to enjoy. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'm still happy that I acquired it because it is a pretty cool figure. So this brand new Funko Pop Jurassic World Indominus Rex is pretty cool. Again, I'm not like the absolute largest fan of the Funko Pop line. I do buy them, not often, but from time to time, because they just make some fun stuff like, Jurassic World and Stranger Things and Ultraman and all kinds of stuff like that. I've even been tempted recently to buy some of the SpongeBob ones I keep seeing because they look awesome. But, the figure here, again, is pretty cool, and I do genuinely enjoy the Funko Pops. But when I had seen that they were releasing an Indominus, I was definitely sold because I am a big fan of the Indominus Rex, and I was definitely happy to see one entering the Funko Pop line. And I think they did a pretty good job on it, honestly, when it comes to capturing the likeness and then transforming it into the Funko Pop version. Overall, I think it looks good. They've definitely made it, look exaggerated as these figures usually do, while still, maintaining that Indominus Rex look, which is pretty fun. The paintwork isn't half bad through the course of the body. I think the only thing that could have been improved would be maybe a little bit better fine detail, but it is a Funko Pop. You don't usually get super highly detailed figures in this line, so the detailing pretty much is what you would expect for a Funko Pop. So definitely a fun release. I'm actually quite happy with this one, and definitely happy to add it to my collection. So as I said, I found this at my local Target. If you are interested in grabbing one, head to your Target and see if you can. Otherwise, they are still available, I believe, to order on Big Bad Toy Store and probably a few other retailers if you want to just grab one online. But definitely a fun figure, so grab it if you want it, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.